Jules here from Jules Designs at JT Creations. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do a little some more tags. Just let me get that out of the way. There we are. And anybody that follows me knows I love my policy pockets, and I normally put a policy pocket in every one of my journals, but the last two I haven't because I've been concentrating on other pockets and tags. So what I decided to do was put a policy pocket on a tag. How cool is that? And then you can fit other tags in, or little bits of paper, journaling cards. And we have the little circle policy pocket closures. This one I haven't. This one I've just put a circle down. And this one has a little piece of paper in that you can journal on. But this was embossed card. So what I did was I did a tag on the other side to fit a tag in. And this one, this has just got your normal, you can write on. Now I've stitched on that, and you can see there's the machine leaves like holes, but if you just go over with your bone folder or the edge of your scissors, and it closes those holes. It always does it on one side. There we are. And this one has a tag in it too. And I like to put a little bit of vellum on the bottom of my tags just as another little pocket. So this is what we're going to do today. And I'll just fasten that in. And we'll put those to one side. Now I do have some card. Can't remember whether I've still got it left out. I haven't. So let me get my card. Now I have some embossed card here. These are what I'm using for my tags inside. And I think I might use that as my tag. Let me see if it's not quite 6 inches. We'll use that one. Because I'm using my Spring is in the Air. So that's 6 inches, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it down to 3. There we are. And this one I'll leave to one side until I need my little tag, and we'll keep that little piece. I'm just wondering what paper to use from my Spring is in the Air digital kit. Don't want to use any of the lined paper. There we are. We'll use that one with the birds on it. And I think we'll use that one as well. That one, might need to trim that one down a bit. So, I'm just going to trim this down. And I've trimmed it down to 4. I'm going to trim a little bit off the bottom. And I think we'll have it to a pocket about there. Let me trim that. And I'm just guessing, so I've done that at if I put it the right way, I'll be able to tell you 4.5 inches. Perfect. And I'm just going to turn in the top a little bit. It just gives it that little bit of more strength. You're going to be popping things in and out. And I'm just marking that, just to bend it in. And then we'll fold that in there. And that in there, and that's our nice little pocket. And I think we might have some nice I don't have any green. Green stitching would look nice. Yellow and orange, so I'll put them there. I'll decide what I want. So I'm just cutting these corners out. And just angling that down a little bit. Doesn't matter about that because I'm going to be stitching around it anyway, so in fact what I might do is stitch around it before I put it on the tag. And bend that over. Just burnish those edges down. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go away and I'm just going to stitch this round. So I'm just going to stitch round there. But first of all, I'll do the flap. Now I want a fold that comes in. So I'll just, I don't do any measuring, I should. So I want it to come down, so I want it about 2.5 inches. And it's 2 3/4 inches, so what we'll do is we'll turn that up a little bit because we'll turn that in, and I'm just going to trim that to 3. There we have our pocket, and there we have our flap. Now this one is going to stick on there, but this one is going to stick down there, and I'm just going to stitch around this one as well. But I am going to stick this one on and stitch around it. Because I want to get the shape of the tag at the top. And we'll just put that one up there like that. And then, oh, sorry about that, I did a bit of the sneezes. And trim that down. Oh dear, something must have got up my nose this morning. I've got a fit of the sneezes. And do I want a round? Yeah, I'm just going to use my corner rounder just to round the corners. And we'll just ink around the edges before I do any stitching. And I'm just using ground espresso, and it's the archival ink. And we'll ink around this. I won't do it right down to the bottom because it's going to get covered with the pocket. And I'm going to put a thumb notch in this as well. But what I'm going to do is, for anybody that hasn't got a circle punch to do a thumb notch, what you can do is you can use any type of circle and just draw a line round it. And I've just used a gold crayon or pencil. And that back. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch round there, round there. I'm going to stitch up here, round, and probably across the top there. And I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm back. So I've done round it and I've toed and froed backwards and forwards. And there we have our little policy pocket. Now what I want to do is I want to put on the circles. And I think what we'll do is we'll put some small circles on it. Oh, it's going to go right on the birdie. I think what we might do is we might do it down here somewhere. So I'm just going to use my pin, my pokey tool, and be careful of your fingers, and then we'll just open it up a little bit. Just so that we can get the split pin in. And I should have stuck these down first, but never mind. And we'll ink round and you don't have to ink round in brown, you can ink round in any colour you want. And I'm just going to get my split pins out. Now I do have some small ones. We've got some that's a bronze one, so I think we'll put it's not a bronze one, it's a copper, so we'll put that down at the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of washi tape. You can use masking tape, anything, but this is washi tape that I won't use. Okay, and that will lift up a little bit, that's good. And we will stick that one down before I put my pin through it. See, if you make a mistake like that, there's always where there's a will, there's a way. And we want that about there. So again, my pin. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some of that foam down. Just guess where I think is the middle. Go to the next one up. The rest of them are ball tools. And I've got another little coppery, vintage coppery one. And then open the legs and put them across the way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some washi tape. I'll put a bit washi tape that I do like on that, and we'll use the peachy one. And we'll just trim that around the edge. And then the reason I'm flattening it down that way is because if I flatten it down that way, it's going to push the legs up, and I don't want the legs up. I want a space to get the twine round. And then what I want is, and I'm using glitter glue for this. And then we'll put some down here, put it underneath, just put it underneath the stitch line. And just matching that with the bottom of the tag. Push the flaps in. Now watch if you get glue seepage. You can see I've left a little space, but it doesn't matter. If you get glue seepage inside, it can stick this part of your pocket to the inside, so be careful. Just keep checking it. And there we have that. Now I do have some yellow twine somewhere. Yep. And that on there. And tie a knot in it. Cut that off. Oops, got a little bit of washi tape there. Oops. And we want it to go round at least twice. So we'll just cut that off there. And you can put a little dangle on that if you want. So there's that. If you stick your pocket down before you put this in, you can do what I did there. So that's just a piece of card. It was just a die cut of a stamp. And what I did was I threaded put the circle on that and then fit that down. You can do that with the top as well. So there we have that. I'm just going to leave that. Normally I would decorate that up, but I'm not going to, because I quite like the colour of that. And I'm just going over where the little holes are. And all that does is it closes the holes, so it keeps the stitches steadfast as well. Burnish that down. And then we want our tag on the front, for the front of the card. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use this, and I'm going to trim it down to that. So that's 3, that's 2 3/4. So I'm trimming the the tag down. And again, what we'll do is we'll and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over this with a slightly different colour. I think I'll go over with a green. I've got Twisted Citron here. What other colours have I got? I've got leaf green, peeled paint and crushed olive. So I might do a little bit of both. So I'm going to do the Twisted Citron first. And I'm just, whoops. Just slightly going over it, just to catch. If it goes on the tag, it doesn't matter. And this is the crushed olive. So this is like a yellowy green. And oops, a bit of leaf green, and these are all archival and distress inks. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around it with the leaf green. A little bit more Twisted Citron on. And then just slightly going over the background as well, which is fine. Come there. And do I want some this has got a little bit of pink on it. All right, so I'm just again using my deckled edge scissors. I'm just going to put that to the edge. In fact, I'll trim this on the trimmer, so what I'll do is I'll go round the edge with my scissors. Whoops. I'm just going to open that out because I'll trim that off afterwards. And again, I think we'll go over that with green. Use a little bit darker this time. We'll do peeled paint. I never used this on the tag. And I'm just when I'm sticking vellum down, what I tend to do is I tend to go over it with my finger a bit. And it stops it from sort of like showing too much, because glue tends to show through vellum. This glue dries clear, or most glues dry clear. And then I trim that off. And do we want a little bit of yeah, that looks nice. I'm just going to go on the edge with the peeled paint again, and I'll just trim the edges off. And because it's covering the vellum, I'll not put my fingers on it. Trim that. No. We've got a tag to go inside. The other one I stuck down, but this one I'm not going to stick down. I'm just leaving it as a loose tag. And again, I'm just going around it with the peeled paint. And this is one of the, I'm just going to trim that bottom. This is one of the free digitals. Not one of the free digitals, one of the ephemera with the springers in the air kit. And there we have, and I think what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of stamping on this one. And I'm going to use some of my French stamps again. So we've got this one's Nature Does a Good Job, but it's La Nature Fabienne Les Chooses. Don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. But what I did was I took a photograph of it and put it in Google and translated it, and it's Nature Does Good. And there we are. And I think we'll do this one here. And I'm just looking to see what other colours I've got that might... No. Sticking with the peeled paint. And that's the right way, and I'm just putting it here on the side. And it's something about the flowers dance and the wind dances with the butterflies. Or the wildflowers. Or not a grommet, a hole. So I'm just going to take that out. Okay. And we will have a ribbon. And just tighten the knots slightly. Put put that away. And then we'll put that in there. So you've got journaling space there. You can do some journaling on that. You can definitely do journaling on that, but that is a... if you wanted to, you could put some book page or... And there we are. And then we just fasten it up. And you can do it round, or you can do it like that. And there we have our policy pocket tags. So these three I did off camera, and this one I did on camera. These have been done with the Be Digital. This one's been done with the Spring Digital, and I quite like that one. I like that one as well. And these I had made some little snippets, so I used the snippets. And I hope you get something from that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.